Hello, my name is Ben Nathan with fxnewstrader.co.uk and thedailyscalper.com. I'm here with your free weekly analysis covering the fundamentals in the Forex market for this week, commencing the 23rd of March 2015. So first of all, before we get into what to expect this week and what to look out for, let's take a little look at what happened last week. Now, the key event that traders were really looking out for was, of course, the FOMC. Now, we've had month after month of sterling NFP reports, and these have brought forward rate hike expectations. Now, historically, in the last several months running, the FOMC have said that we need to be patient when waiting for a rate hike. So what we've really been looking out for is for the FOMC to drop that patient phrase from the FOMC. Now, they did indeed drop the patience phrase from the FOMC last week. However, the tones of the FOMC minutes were slightly more dovish than anticipated. So basically, what the FOMC said is that they're going to need to see some improvements in employment and some improvements in the inflation figures before lifting those rates. So what had happened is, following last month's NFP, or this month's NFP, we were expecting to see a rate hike maybe in June time. Now, what's happened since then, following the FOMC minutes, is the expectations being brought back slightly, and we now expect to see it before the end of the year. And July seems to be a figure that some analysts are pushing around as a potential month to see a rate hike. So the tones of the FOMC were somewhat more dovish than expected. So the main beneficiaries of that were the Eurozone. So we saw some increase in the euro, and we also saw some positive spiking on the pound. Now, throughout last week, we saw some possible Greece progress. Now, we're going to go into that again shortly, but we did see the euro strengthen a little bit throughout last week, but there have been some developments over the weekend that we're going to go into shortly. Now, the other one we were looking out for, the Swiss National Bank interest rate decision. Now, the reason why we were anticipating this release was because the Swiss National Bank have said on several occasions now that the Swiss itself is a little overvalued and that if needs be they will intervene. So the markets did expect a potential rate cut. However, Swiss National Bank kept rates on hold, and we're seeing the Swiss franc strengthen as a result. So do look out for more news on the grapevine relating to the value of that Swiss currency. And I wouldn't be surprised if we hear some more potential threats from the Swiss National Bank in terms of intervention if we still see the strengthening of that Swiss franc currency. So, the Bank of England. We had some Bank of England minutes last week as well. So also very important things we've been looking out for. And basically, inflation's not looking too good for Britain at the moment. And the Bank of England Haldane, who is a known dove, did actually say that we may need to start looking at a rate cut, which was a little bit of a surprise. So, on to this week. So we know the pound is potentially fairly weak. So we've got the CPI coming out on Tuesday for the UK. So we're going to be looking very closely at inflation. Now, at the moment, we are at risk of seeing some actual deflation in the UK. Now, that's something we've not seen in around 50 years. So we could see some potential real weakening of the pound, especially against the US dollar. Like I say, while the FOMC was a little bit more dovish than expected, the overall picture is we're still looking for a rate hike this year, possibly July. So I'd expect the dollar to potentially strengthen against the pound, but inflation is a key thing to be looking out for this week when it comes to the UK. Now, over back to the Greece situation. While we saw some strengthening of the euro last week, this week, over the weekend, what we've seen is some reporting suggesting that Greece could ultimately, putting things simply, run out of money in the first week of April if nothing drastic happens. Now, through either a plan or no plan, this could then lead to a Grexit, so the Greece exit from the euro. So again, this could have a significant effect on the euro itself. So we're going to be looking very closely to find out what happens. Now we know that Greece are meeting with the finance minister of Germany, I believe, today to go through options and to see if there's anything that can be done to drastically change things so that Greece don't run out of money in April. So they're the main two things to look out for. So news on Greece and the euro, and also UK inflation. Just keep an eye out as well for oil prices. Now we know over in Saudi Arabia, I believe it is, where we've got some of the world's largest oil drillers or largest oil providers. Basically, they're saying they're going to be pumping oil at record levels this week. So keep an eye on what that does to the actual value of oil overall. So if we see a slip in oil prices, then we can expect to see a fall in commodity-based currencies. So we've got the CAD, the Aussie dollar, New Zealand dollar. So keep an eye out on those oil prices. Keep an eye out on the euro situation with Greece, and keep an eye out on those UK inflation figures on Tuesday. So that's it for your weekly fundamental analysis. I'll be back at the same time next week. If you would like these videos to come straight to your inbox, just sign up to one of the newsletters, be it the dailyscalper.com or fxnewstrader.co.uk, and we'll get those sent straight to your email box. Otherwise, feel free to just subscribe on YouTube, and we'll keep these analyses coming to you each week. So have a great trading week all, and I'll see you next time.